Okay, word problems. In A, it says that Bob parks in an underground parking deck below an office building. He rides the elevator up 10 flights to the eighth floor of the building, and this question is going to tell us what our variable needs to be. It says, on what level did he park his car? And we're going to use P. So let's replace anything that involves parking his car with the variable. So Bob parks in an underground parking deck below. So he parks in P. So that's all going to be P. Okay. He rides the elevator up 10 flights. When you go up, you are adding. So we are adding 10. And after he has added those 10 flights, he winds up on the eighth floor. So that would be an equal sign. So this equation is going to be P plus 10 is equal to 8. And now we solve. We draw a river. We're going to subtract 10 on both sides, since that's how we're going to get P by itself. The 10's cancel out. I'm left with P. I'm left with equals. And I need to leave change opposite. Positive 8 plus a negative 10 is a negative 2. So as our check, we would rewrite the original equation here. Parenthetical promise, since this is an equation, we're actually going to plop in that negative 2 and make sure that our math is correct. Well, a negative 2 and a positive 10, the signs are different, so I subtract them and get 8. It's going to be positive because 10 is bigger, and that is what I got on the other side. However, since it's a word problem, it just always makes sense to make sure that it is reasonable. Does your answer make sense? So normally you'd probably say negative 2. What in the ham sandwich does that mean? Well, remember, he's in an underground parking deck. He is below an office building. So you would probably say that he was 2 flights or levels below ground. That was probably how you would describe your answer. All right. B, Maya earns $15 per hour lifeguarding. During the month of June, she makes at least $600. How many hours did she work? Use H. That means anytime you see hours, you're going to put H. Okay, so let's think about this. She earns $15 per H, or per hour. So if she works for 2 hours, she's making $30. If she works for 10 hours, she's making $150. So what are we doing every time with the 15 and the hours? We're multiplying them. And so when you multiply 15 times H, don't get confused and think that that means a division symbol. That's just shorthand basically for per. All right, so $15 per hour, that means the number of hours times 15. And then you see at least 600. So I know 600 is going to go over here, and I just got to remember, what does at least mean? Well, it means it's $600 or more. So it's equal to 600 or it is greater than 600. And that, my friends, is the inequality to solve. So we draw our river. How are we going to get rid of this times 15? We're going to divide by 15 on both sides. And when I do that, the 15 cancels out. I'm left with H. My symbol does not flip because I have not done anything with a negative. And then I do 15 into 600. Well, 15 into 60 goes 4 times, and 15 into 0 goes 0. So your answer should be H is greater than or equal to 40. Our check would be the original inequality. 15H is greater than or equal to 600. Now, when we graph it, and I should have done that a little bit earlier, we're going to have a closed dot, and it's going to be pointing in this direction. And so when we use our parenthetical promise, we don't want to plug in 40. We want to plug in a number that's a little bit bigger than 40, okay? I don't really care what it is. You can do 41 if you want to. If you want to multiply 15 times 41, you be my guest. I think I'm going to choose like 50 because I can probably multiply by 50 a little bit more easily. So 15 times 5 I know is 75, and then I'll put a 0 in the end. And now I just make sure that it's true. So I bring this down and I say, well, yeah, last time I checked, 750 is greater than or equal to 600. And so I'm pretty sure that I'm right.